You see, in these meetings, we do the same in the uplift meetings. We tend to blame everything on the executive. But really, if you look at all parliaments, the MPs, or what we call members of parliament, are far more than the executive. But they also exist to hold the executive to accountability. We've lost that. So in the session, for me, between debt and gender, that's what struck me. You know, I said to myself, all the female MPs across our parliaments in SADC, why don't they come together to make sure that there is responsible borrowing, because that's what Jane was talking about, but also to make sure that the issue of the issue of debt is genderized. So, because the executive is getting away with murder, so to put it, because the MPs are not performing their function of holding it to account. I actually dare say MPs have become the chorus singers or the choir, you know, for the executive. And it's okay, you are in the same party, this is a minister, you honor them. I'm not saying people should be disrespectful, but on the other hand, there should be a clear line that is drawn between when we are in the party and when we are in parliament or the National Assembly. There, I'm an MP for the country, and I am there to hold you accountable as a minister. You are not my comrade from the same party. So those lines for me are blurred, they are not drawn, and I think it came out very clear today. That affects women most of all. I mean, when there is inflation in a country because we've become so indebted that we really are just a debt country, who suffers the most? You see, as a woman, I always say to people, you could be a family of 9 and there are 2 women, the other 7 are males. They really don't care how the food will come. They just want to see the food on the table. They will all look up to the women, even if those 2 could be younger than these 7. 7 are older than them. But they will still look up to them because they are the ones who do the cooking, they are the ones who are in the kitchen. So, you know, an African woman, you really are expected to make ends meet. You know, whether you can or you cannot, you are the one at the end of the day who is looked at by hungry faces. It's worse if those hungry faces are children. So debt is a gender issue. But also it depends what kind of gender, because if it's of debt, because if it is debt that has gone to construct maybe a bridge or whatever between a village and the town, again, it is African women you see, you know, having things on their heads and holding a child and holding something else, trying to track that journey from the village to the city to sell whatever needs to be sold or to buy whatever needs to be bought. So however you look at that, it becomes a gender issue. It's the women who suffer the most from it. It's the women who, especially because in SADC, you know, we are mostly a single-headed household region, and those single heads are women. Now, how are you going to pay for your child's fees? They finish high school, they have excelled, they did well, now we are struggling with university fees. Issue of debt again, because an indebted country cannot give as much scholarships as it's supposed to. Instead, it will give loans to students. Now, you are getting the state indebted and you are getting your young people indebted, so you are just becoming a debt nation. It was not just a seminar where female parliamentarians from the Southern African region came and now they are going to go away. We have actually constituted ourselves into a group, a network, where we want to continue sharing ideas, where we want to continue supporting each other across the countries as the parliamentarians demand accountability or implement some of the policies in their constituencies or in their countries. So that relationship between these female parliamentarians and AfroDat, and also the same MPs we are going to put in the network of tax justice. So that synergy between tax and debt, with female parliamentarians being at the forefront, I'm confident, because I think what kills is when people come for 2 days, they go away. Obviously they understood, but not everything, because to sit and listen is not the same as when you get back and you internalize, you can read this.